Welcome to the all-new Sports Visions on Bounce TV and to our World Wide Web viewers on www.sportsvisionsusa.com. Hello, everybody. I'm DJ Jones alongside my good friend and traveling partner, Dale Williams. How are you, sir?
What's up, player?
Man, I'm fantastic. You know, the Falcons were able to get out the gates on Monday Night Football in front of the world and set the record straight that they're not going to be playing around this year.
That was a good game, great game to open up with, great atmosphere, great environment to play a game in, DJ, at the Georgia Dome.
Absolutely. Coming up in just a little bit, we'll not only recap the Falcons' fantastic Monday Night Football game, but we're also going to tell you about a special event we have coming up next month, especially for you. And also, we'll have an opportunity to talk about Georgia, Auburn, Alabama, and Georgia Tech. All that and more next on Sports Visions.
The stage is set at the Phoenix City Amphitheater as Sports Vision presents the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic Old School Concert. Featuring the SOS Band, live in concert. A night of old school classic jams with the SOS Band, plus Howard Hewitt. Friday, October 9th, 7 p.m. in the Phoenix City Amphitheater. With your host, MC Lightfoot. Tickets are on sale now. Get them online at sportsvision.xorba.com. That's XORBIA.com. Call 877-350-7404. Also available at Wild Bill's, Melon Abe's Barbershop, Chester's Barbecue, and Express Motors. The SOS Band and Howard Hewitt live in concert for the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic Old School Concert. Friday, October 9th in the Phoenix City Amphitheater.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, come see us at Express Motors, 1210 14th Street, Phoenix City, Alabama. Or give us a call, 334-384-9101. With hundreds of vehicles to choose from. In-house financing, the right vehicle at the right price for you. We don't want all your business, just yours. Come see us, 1210 14th Street, Phoenix City, Alabama, or go online, www.expressmotorspc.com. Hello, football fans. Coming up August 31st, our college football picks of the week. And that's right, it's brought to you by our good friends from Mercedes-Benz of Columbus.
Each week during the 2015 college football season, Sports Vision will pick 7 of the top college games around the SEC, ACC, Big Ten, Big 12, and the Pac-12. Viewers in the Chattahoochee Valley will stop by Mercedes-Benz of Columbus to fill out their pick forms and receive a free test drive voucher. The form must be turned in before 12 o'clock on game day. The customer with the most winning picks will win a complimentary prize brought to you by Mercedes-Benz of Columbus. The winner automatically qualifies for the grand prize, round-trip ticket for 2 to the SEC championship game in Atlanta, Georgia. So stop by Mercedes-Benz of Columbus to fill out your form.
The lightest or nothing. The smartest or nothing. The quietest or nothing. The sleekest, sexiest, baddest, safest, tightest, harshest, or nothing. At Mercedes-Benz, we do things one way or we don't do them at all. The 2015 C-Class. The best or nothing.
Crown Royal Black. Bold as bourbon, smooth as Crown.
Welcome back to Sports Visions, and now is, of course, our opportunity for us to talk about what we love, and that's college football. More importantly, last weekend we started with Alabama playing, a game against Middle Tennessee State, coming off a big win against Wisconsin. But the bottom line is Alabama still has a situation at quarterback. I know Coker is the guy, but they're going to have to shore up that quarterback position.
I think really they're going to have a 2-quarterback system, DJ. Whoever's hot and whoever's going to be hot during that game, they're going to finish the game, DJ. And really, that's just how it is. And I think a lot of teams around the nation are going to that 2-quarterback system.
Well, Nick Saban certainly making no bones about it. He's not satisfied, but at the same time, he has to be ready to play this week.
He's got to be ready to play this week, DJ. And, when he was not pleased how Alabama played against Middle Tennessee State last week. But, it's just like a lot of other teams. They didn't want to show much because of the game that's coming up this week against Ole Miss. So he was not very pleased with their performance last week.
And, boy, do we know Ole Miss. We had a chance to meet Hugh Freeze this offseason, came to town on behalf of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and had an awesome speech, and we interviewed him, and you know what, we understand while he was able to basically bring that program up from the dead here in just a few short years, recruiting some of the top talent from around the nation, much less the top talent in this state. But you can just tell how dynamic he was, and of course in his speech, that's the way he could go into the homes of these young men and talk them into coming down to Oxford.
Considered one of the top recruiters in the whole country, DJ, and really when you have to have Mississippi to attend with, just being in Mississippi, that is a hard ticket to sell, but he's done a great job, and like I say, he's done wonders in the state of Georgia by getting top recruits.
Let's take it over to the Plains, where we had a dismal performance by the Auburn Tigers. Man, I tell you what, nobody would have ever been able to tell me that Jeremy Johnson would have thrown 5 interceptions in just the first 2 games. Basically, Jeremy has to clean it up. And I know that, one thing about it, when you talk about, Coach Malzahn, he's basically gone out and said, hey, he's going to sink or swim with Jeremy. I know that the Auburn Nation, has on the Twitter sphere had been calling for his head, having Jeremy removed. But again, they're going to stay with Jeremy and have a huge game this week, of course, and all of those naysayers can go away if Jeremy has a top performance against LSU.
Well, really, I think really the naysayers are definitely going to continue to be out there, but I think one of the best things that Jeremy Johnson does have, he is a pass-conscious guy. He is still used to Coach Malzahn's offense. He wants to play a whole lot faster, but at the same time, I think Auburn has been playing vanilla football, not been playing at Gus speed. I think one of the biggest things they've done, they were preparing and didn't want to show a lot of the offense because of the LSU game. So, you're still going to have that same system of playing up speed and playing fast, but the biggest thing about it is that they didn't put a lot of stuff in, DJ, but I look forward this weekend that Jeremy Johnson is going to play a whole lot better against LSU.
I tell you what, Will Muschamp is going to have his hands full with his defense when you talk about Leonard Fournette, the outstanding running back for LSU. But you know what? We'll be back here, of course, on next Saturday talking about this particular game. Let's talk about the Georgia Bulldogs. They went up to Vandy. Talk about trap games. Again, when 2 years ago, Georgia went into Vanderbilt and they were upset in 2013 in Nashville. You know what? Vanderbilt came out, in fine form the same way this time around. Of course, had a turnover early on and a botched punt that turned into a first down that really got them out the blocks early.
Well, really, DJ, Georgia didn't play as good as they needed to be. And, again, the expectations are so high, DJ, that anything that Georgia does or any school right now in the SEC, expectations are high. So a lot of people are upset the way they play. And, again, they were preparing to play South Carolina. So, again, just to get out of Vandy without showing a lot, without getting a lot of people injured, a win is a win. But this week, playing against South Carolina, they're going to put all the cards on the table and try to get it done.
Well, the old ball coach, of course, you know how he feels about playing Georgia, much less in Athens. He says he loves to play them. Fortunately for us, UGA, the Bulldogs, nobody's been kicked off the team in the last few years. So, again, the old ball coach is going to have his hands full. Now, last but not least, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. Of course, they've scored 130 points in the last 2 games.
Yeah.
And, again, they're going to have their game that they've been looking for, and this is a nationally televised game, NBC against the great Notre Dame, less their starting quarterback.
Yeah, really, the quarterback got hurt last week, but, again, next man up, and that's what everybody has. You got all these top recruits, all these 5-star recruits coming in. They have players. Notre Dame, Georgia Tech going into South Bend, playing the first 2 games. This is going to be a test game. This is the game that Georgia Tech has been preparing for since last spring, all during the offseason. They have been preparing for the Notre Dame game, and it's going to be a great game up in South Bend.
Absolutely. And, again, everybody's picking Georgia Tech to win the ACC Coastal side of their conference. And, of course, Paul Johnson has these guys rolling in these early games. With a lot of point production and a lot of yardage on the ground. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our Mercedes-Benz picks of the week.
All right, this week, the Mercedes-Benz picks of the week, we got Alabama hosting Ole Miss over at Bryant-Denny. Got Auburn traveling to Death Valley to play LSU. Georgia will host South Carolina at Sanford Stadium. Then we have Georgia Tech traveling to South Bend to play Notre Dame. Clemson will travel to Louisville to play the Cardinals. You got TCU against SMU. Texas against California, and Texas Tech will travel to Little Rock to play the Arkansas Razorback. Don't forget to email all your picks to Dale Williams at sportsvisionsusa.com. before 12 on Saturday.
Now let's take a look at our Black College matchups for the week, brought to you by our good friends at Mail and Ames.
Okay. Ah!
Sports Vision is sponsored by Aflac, Crown Royal, Express Motors, Diverse Powers.
Take a deep breath in and exhale. And a gentle wave-like motion. Liberate your spine. And reach, toes blossoming.
Not that great at yoga.
Yeah, but when I slipped a disc, he paid my claim before I knew it.
So he had your back.
Yep.
In just one day, we approve and pay. One day pay, only from Aflac.
4 of the top 5 Marriott golf courses are on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail in Alabama. Ross Bridge, Grand National, Capitol Hill, and the Grand Hotel were named their favorite golf resorts by guests of Marriott and Renaissance Hotels of North America. 4 out of 5 is a pretty good average. Take it from those who've been there and book a trip to the trail. Call 800-949-4444 or visit rtjgolf.com.
Stop by these locations to pick up your free copy of Sports Visions magazine. Hilton Garden Inn, Chester's Barbecue, and Express Motors.
Welcome back to Sports Visions. It's now time for our Atlanta Falcons report, and I'm proud to say that our very first report is a very, very good report. In front of the world on Monday Night Football, ESPN, the Atlanta Falcons knocked off a team who everybody considered was going to be one of the playoff teams this year. And we were able to see that game in the Dome, and we saw a lot of passion, we saw a lot of energy, and we saw a lot of hustle.
We saw a lot of hustle. You know, one of the things that jumped off the page with me, DJ, as I told you on the ride home, was that their team defense. Their defense played. I think really they got almost winded in the first half. You know, Philadelphia Eagles going to play fast. Falcons were playing fast. They got great substitution in. Again, they were creating turnovers. They got some turnovers. They got some sacks. Really, they played a good. They played a good first half, because the second half they couldn't stop the Eagles at all.
Absolutely, and again, we thought, coming in and from everything that we've seen in the past couple of years with with the Eagles, the new offense and Coach Kelly, and in all preseason long they've been a beast. They've been scoring a lot of points. Nobody's been able to stop them. But you know what? A credit to Dan Quinn, the new head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, for getting his guys up and ready to play. And you know what? For you doubters out there, you naysayers, Matty Ice, you keep him protected, you keep him clean, and he can make some things happen, especially when you have a Julio Jones outside and, a not so bad Roddy White, even though he's a little long in the tooth.
That's right. I mean, really, Roddy White surprised me, DJ. I mean, he played, again, if you see this guy warm up, you kind of like, okay, he's not moving as fast as he used to, but Julio's the man. They need to give Julio some more money, DJ, because Julio is the guy, whether he's doubled with a safety over the top, he still gets the job done. I really think that the Falcons set a tempo and a template, basically, of how they're going to play this year. They got, the Tevin Campbell piece. The guy is great. The new rookie, he's got 80 yards. Got 80 yards, DJ. You got like 300 passing. And then Matty Ice still threw the ball over 30 times. But the great formula, if you throw the defense in there with some turnovers and Matt Brown, their field goal kicker, outstanding game.
Outstanding game. That's money in the bank. Matt Bryant has been sensational. And again, whenever you call on that guy, I know we played with a couple of great kickers, and we know how important it is. Rex Robinson and Kevin Butler at the University of Georgia, they won us a lot of games just by getting on the other side of the the opponent's other side of the 50, and we have a chance to know at least 3 points going on the board. With that said, Vic Beasley, the #1 draft choice this year, the guy that they want to bring the noise, to come off the edge. Guess what? This guy wreaked havoc. He didn't get a lot of sacks, but he was so close. And he was also there to bat down passes. And you see the potential in this guy. And I like what I saw on Monday night.
That's right. He plays hard. He's got a motor. I think really their whole defense has a motor. They are getting to the football, trying to get all 11 hats around the football. That was very obvious in the first quarter. But at the same time, they're going to have to play some man, DJ, because that zone piece, Sam Bradford ate them up in the second half with them playing zone. And I think really getting caught in a lot of mismatches. The Croy Bierman piece Croy is a great defensive lineman, but he cannot cover that wheel route. And I think really they're going to have to patch up that piece right there.
Last but not least, big shout out to William Moore. He is the safety for the Atlanta Falcons. Got an interception, but he is, in my opinion, the leader of that defense because not only has he been around pretty much longer than anybody else, but he plays, and he plays big. Big hits, of course, getting the players lined up in the right position back on the backside. And I really like the way he's leading this the secondary.
You know, really, DJ, again, hats off to the Atlanta Falcons defense because really when you hold a Chip Kelly offense under 31 points, DJ, that was big. And I think really, again, if they can continue to play that way, they're going to be a team that you're going to have to deal with.
All right, the Falcons are going to go on the road this week. They're going to play in New York against the New York Giants. And, of course, Eli Manning and the rest of those talented guys that they have another test for the Atlanta Falcons.
It's going to be a big test, DJ, and really the Giants coming off a upsetting win, a loss rather, against the Dallas Cowboys. This is going to be a tough game too, but at the same time, I think the Falcons, if they can keep teams under 30 points, DJ, they got a good chance to win.
Let's go ahead and take a look at our Crown Royal picks of the week.
All right, the New England Patriots will travel to Buffalo to play the upstart Buffalo Bills. The Texans will play the Panthers in Carolina. The Titans goes against the Browns. Bucks against the Saints. The Atlanta Falcons again will travel to New York to play the Giants. 49ers will travel to Three Rivers Stadium to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Ravens will play Oakland Raiders. And the Seahawks will play the Packers at Lambeau Field. And the Jets will play the Colts in Indianapolis. Don't forget to email all your picks to Dale Williams at sportsvisionsusa.com before 12 o'clock on Sunday.
Sports Vision is sponsored by Aflac, Crown Royal, Express Motors, Diverse Powers, Hilton Garden Inn, Chick-fil-A, Columbus Tech, Chester's Barbecue, ENS.
Hi, I'm Philip Davitt with ENS Men's Clothing Warehouse. We'd like to say thank you, Columbus and the Bi-City area, for 20 great years on Macon Road in the heart of Columbus. We're inviting you out to our 20th anniversary sale with bigger savings and deals than ever before.
To help show our appreciation, ENS is offering complete suit and tux packages only $99. Jackets, pants, shirts, and ties, a $199 value for just $99. Find us on Facebook for details on how to win a suit or tux package. Come celebrate our 20th anniversary. ENS, where you get more for a whole lot less.
Departure, arrival, search, post, chat, check in. New foods, new fun, new favorites. All right, new clients. Don't stop there. Explore, discover, connect, grow, celebrate, work, live, play. Breathe. At Hilton Garden Inn, we know you'll love our cook-to-order breakfast, first-rate amenities, and award-winning service. So count on us to give you all the ways to make the most of every stay. Hilton Garden Inn. It's better at the garden.
Welcome back to Sports Visions, and I tell you, this segment will take an opportunity to wrap up the first week. Our thoughts on the NFL, and again, the games, all 32 teams have gone to battle. And, it's interesting and a very exciting first week of the season. And first and foremost, let's talk about some of the teams that, other than the Atlanta Falcons, that have surprised you thus far.
I mean, the Buffalo Bills. I really like the Trayvon Taylor kid at quarterback. And really, Russ having a great defense, the Buffalo Bills having a great defense, man. I mean, I think they're going to be the team to beat in the East. I think they're going to upset the Patriots. Patriots will make the playoffs, but I think for, the last 15 years, I think the Buffalo Bills got a good chance to win that AFC East.
And I like the Atlanta, in addition to the Atlanta Falcons, I like the Green Bay Packers. You know what? Gordy Nelson went down with an injury, and guess what? They signed a guy who spent 7 years there, James Jones, and he just came in less than a week, scored 2 touchdowns in the Packers' first victory. So, Aaron Rodgers, the best quarterback in the league, and, of course, the Green Bay Packers, I think, will have an excellent opportunity to be there at the end.
I think really the Packers, that would be my other team in force performance-wise. But, hats off to Marcus Mariota. First game, Tennessee Titans put it on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This guy was almost perfect, DJ, and I think really as they continue to let him manage the game and just bring him on a whole lot slow, Tennessee Titans can be a force to reckon with.
It's amazing to me when you have a quarterback that you've taken in early rounds, and again, I'm talking from RG3 to Jameis Winston to Marcus Mariota. You know what these guys do well. And you as an offensive coordinator, you as a head coach, want to put your quarterback and the face of your franchise in the best possible situation to win. And again, you don't have to have this extravagant playbook to start it out. I know this is the NFL, but at the same time, these are very young quarterbacks. Marcus Mariota, what he's doing at Tennessee, hats off to Ken Wisenhunt. He understands exactly how to develop these young quarterbacks, put Marcus Mariota into a position where, he couldn't fail.
That's right.
4 touchdowns, that's huge in the first part of this season, especially the first week out of the gate. Now, Jameis Winston, on the other hand, I'm not saying that Tampa Bay is not putting him in the best position to win, but certainly maybe they're giving him too many reads and too many progressions to early on because this kid is talented, and I think that he's going to get better when they limit his playbook and take advantage of his strengths.
Well, really, I think the kid still has a lot of strengths. He still has the ability, the athletic ability. They're going to have to roll this guy out because we already said this. Him going to Tampa Bay is going to be good for Tampa Bay, but at the same time, you got to get good people around this guy, DJ. And I mean, again, he doesn't play offense. He doesn't play defense, and Tampa Bay got 42 points put on him. So, he gave up some pick sixes, but at the same time, I think they're just going to slow it down. And like you said with Ken Wisenhunt, making sure that you don't throw too much at your quarterback. These are young guys, they're talented guys. You know they're going to be there, but they have to get very comfortable. But at the same time, with Jameis Winston, you got to support this guy and get some good people around him.
Keep in mind now, a special little side note that you may or may not know, Jameis Winston was without Mike Evans, who was one of his top receivers. He's been out, going to be out for a little while. So again, you got to realize what he has to play with as well. Now, before we end this particular segment, we got to talk about some of the teams that obviously that weren't on your radar. That's on your radar now.
The St. Louis Rams. I think the Rams, again, that you continue to see them coming. Jeff Fisher, ever since he's been there, the Rams have gotten better and better. They split with the Seahawks last year, and they beat them again this year. And really, they're getting better on defense. They're getting better on offense. The Foles kid at quarterback, he's good enough to win with. Jeff Fisher is really a kind of a conservative guy. He always has a conservative offense. But the biggest thing they got coming, I'm looking forward to seeing Todd Gurley make his comeback. And when they put this guy into the lineup, I think their offense is going to go to another level.
All right, we'll be back with more after this.
The stage is set at the Phoenix City Amphitheater as Sports Vision presents the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic Old School Concert. Featuring the SOS Band, live in concert. A night of old school classic jams with the SOS Band. Plus, Howard Hewitt. Friday, October 9th, 7 p.m. in the Phoenix City Amphitheater. With your host, MC Lightfoot. Tickets are on sale now. Get them online at sportsvision.xorba.com. That's XORBIA.com. Call 877-350-7404. Also available at Wild Bill's, Mel and Abe's Barbershop, Chester's Barbecue, and Express Motors. The SOS Band and Howard Hewitt live in concert for the Tuskegee Morehouse Classic Old School Concert. Friday, October 9th in the Phoenix City Amphitheater.
Take a deep breath in and exhale. And a gentle wave-like motion. Liberate your spine. And reach, toes blossoming.
Not that great at yoga.
Yeah, but when I slipped a disc, he paid my claim before I knew it.
So he had your back.
Yep.
In just one day, we approve and pay. One day pay, only from Aflac.
Scott Sawyer with Diverse Power. Diverse Power wants our customers to enjoy all the benefits that reliable, consistent electric service provides. Our BPI certified technicians offer duct blaster testing of your HVAC ductwork to locate leaks. We also offer a full blower door examination that will qualify homeowners and home builders to meet the new Energy Code building standards. At Diverse Power, we offer innovation through vision, quality through service.
And welcome back to today's final segment of Sports Vision's deal. We have week 4 of high school football coming up. We have week 3 of college football coming up and week 2 of professional football. So let's just start locally, again, we just can't tell you how happy we are for Columbus High School. Of course, getting off to a 3-0 start for the first time in a long, long time. And I know that you personally, being part of that program for many, many years with your son and being behind, those parents, and you know how this has been a long time coming.
This is a long time coming. I had the opportunity of seeing Columbus High School play against Manchester last week, and really to see them in a single wing and slowing the game down and not giving up explosive plays, I think that's helped them tremendously. They got some key talent and key talented guys with Derek Edwards and Esain Bassey. These guys are good, but at the same time, they got number 1 Marion County coming in town, and they got a little guy that can get it done, player. The Smothers kid, if the Columbus High does not give up any explosive plays, it's going to be a good game, a surprising game, and really, like I said, it's due time for Columbus High School.
Also, last but not least, we said earlier in the opening segment, we talked about a special event we have coming up. Well, on Friday, October the 9th, the weekend of the 80th Tuskegee Morehouse Classic, Sports Visions Entertainment will bring you an old school concert that you're going to love. Of course, bringing Howard Hewitt and the SOS Band to the Phoenix City Amphitheater. And Dale, you know what, we always talk about what we want to do for this community because obviously we grew up here and we know we have a feeling of what people enjoy. So hopefully this concert will be something that these folks out here would love.
It really is going to be something that I think a whole lot of people are going to love to do, even in the midst of the Tuskegee Morehouse game, the 80th Tuskegee Morehouse game. That's going to be big for us. But I think one of the biggest things about it is that old crowd, and I say old, the old school crowd will have some entertainment to come to. And really, again, all we talk about on this show, again, is sports and entertainment. And yes, we do entertainment also.
Folks, if you haven't been to the Phoenix City Amphitheater, this is a wonderful opportunity to come out. I mean, this is a brilliant idea. Of course, a big shout out to all the good folks over at Phoenix City that had something to do with the planning and the development of this particular project. But just to see a concert, we had an opportunity to see Avant in the Whitewater Classic last weekend. Right. And, man, just the setting. And when the sun went down, the band on stage, the sound was outstanding, and just that river in the backdrop, it just makes you think that you're in a different place.
Different place, and really it's a great opportunity to show the quality of life around the Chattahoochee Valley, Phoenix City, Columbus, Auburn, Opelika. We have a great quality of life. Venues like the Phoenix City Amphitheater, this is a nice place, and like I said, all we need you to do is get some tickets, make sure we got a packed crowd, and I bet you'll come back to the Phoenix City Amphitheater.
Okay, I tell you what, Howard Hewitt and the SOS Band, Phoenix City Amphitheater, Friday, October the 9th. Get your tickets now. Go to it. And we can make it real easy for you. sportsvisions.exorbia.com. Exorbia is XORBIA.com. sportsvisions.exorbia.com. Well, that's going to do it for all the time we have for today's show. For Dale Williams, I'm DJ Jones, reminding you to keep your eye on the ball. Have a great week.
Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you.